guys, today we're going to take a look at the Sole E25 Elliptical. So this is Sole's entry-level elliptical. It's very reasonably priced and we're impressed with the functionality on it, considering that affordable price. So this has 20 levels of incline and it has 20 levels of resistance. You also get a 20-inch foot stride. So there's a lot of functionality with this. It's very similar to the Sole E35, which is just a slightly higher model, and throughout this review we'll go through and kind of point out a few of those key differences. But real quick, let's jump into who it's best suited for. Okay, let's take a look at who this elliptical is best suited for. This has a slightly smaller footprint compared to other ellipticals that we've seen. So if you're looking for an elliptical, this is a good compact option. It's only 70 inches long, which is about 10 inches, actually 12 inches shorter than the E35. So it's much more compact, and that gives you more options as far as where you're gonna put it. It's also lighter weight, only weighs 212 pounds, but will support up to 350 pounds. So it's a good option as far as that weight capacity as well. It also is very quiet. So if I move these handles, this is a silent resistance system. So regardless of what level of resistance you're on or what level of incline you're on, it's very quiet. So it would work well for people who live in an apartment, maybe on an upper floor, if you're in a shared space. This is really a very quiet workout machine. It also is good if you're looking for both upper body and lower body engagement. So you do have those handles that move. They are synchronized with the pedals. So you can get both upper body and lower body workout on this, or you can isolate one or the other. So that's a nice option as well. It's also really good for people who want something simple. It does not have a touchscreen and does not include a subscription. So you can just jump right on and get going. It has very basic manual programs that are already pre-programmed into that console. So if you're looking for something simple, this is a good option as well. We probably don't recommend this for people who actually want subscription content. You can get an app and use it on your device, maybe your tablet or phone or whatever, and you can put your phone here or your tablet up there, but it won't sync with the machine. So if you're looking for something that's fully integrated and has subscription content or includes a touch screen, then this probably isn't the best option. Okay, let's take a look at the overall construction of the E25. And as I mentioned, I'm going to point out some differences between this and the E35, which is just the next step up in the Sole elliptical lineup. So the first thing is the footprint. As I mentioned, this is a relatively compact elliptical. Typically ellipticals are large because you have to get that nice long foot pedal. But this one is only 70 inches long. So that's relatively compact. It's 71 inches high to the top of this tablet holder, but only 24 inches wide. So it's only 2 feet wide. You could tuck it behind a couch in a corner along a wall, and it won't take up as much space as other ellipticals. Also, as you can see, it's a front drive system. So most of your weight is centered here in the front. You have a steel grab bar back here, and there are wheels underneath that front stabilizer so I can lift and roll it if I need to. It's heavy. It weighs 212 pounds, so it's not like you're gonna wanna be moving it every day, but you do have the option to pick it up and move it if you need to. Similar to the E35, which I find really impressive, you have a dual track system down here underneath the pedals. So as I move those pedals forward and back, you can see that it glides there along that track system, which just kind of adds stability, and your pedals aren't going to shift side to side. The other thing I like is your incline system is centered back here, so as the pedal tracks lift up this way. So it kind of balances the weight. So you've got the flywheel in the front, the motor in the back, and the incline comes as these pedals lift up. Also, another significant difference between this and the E35. These are nice wide pedals, they're 15 inches long and they're very comfortable, but they do not incline, they're not adjustable at the back. So you'll notice on the E35, you can adjust those pedals. They have 3 different adjustment points on the back. On the E25, they don't adjust. They're just stable right there. Also, the tubing on the E35 is a little thicker. So this tubing's a little thinner, and the E35 has multiple handle positions. So it kind of has a horseshoe shape that comes out to the side The E25 is just the single handle hold. So those are a few key differences that you'll notice. Also, this has a 20-pound flywheel. The E35 has a 25-pound flywheel, but it is there in the front and it's very quiet. And that provides good weight when you're on the machine. If the flywheel is not heavy enough, then it's hard to get a smooth motion. It feels kind of jerky as you move back and forth. So a 20-pound flywheel is pretty respectable. You do have dual motion pedals. So you'll notice I can pedal forward, normal as if I was walking, or I can pedal backward. And it just kind of engages your muscles just a little bit differently. You can focus a little more on hamstrings. When you pedal backwards, you're engaging the glutes just a little bit more, whereas forward, you're a little more quad dominant using that anterior chain. So the pedals do go back and forth, and they have this nice ridge here along the top so that you're not going to slide forward. The other thing, if you've used ellipticals frequently, one common problem is your toes can go numb, just the way that your foot's positioned, and sometimes it can cause a little bit of Achilles discomfort. Sole has designed these with a 2-degree inward slope, so you can't really see it here, but they do kind of slope very gently inward, and that is to reduce any tension on your ankle, knee, or hip, and it also reduces problems with numb toes, any Achilles discomfort, anything like that. It also has 20 levels of incline, as I mentioned. This will raise up, so you have 20 different levels there, has 20 levels of resistance, and it also has a full 20-inch pedal stride. So that's similar to the E35, which is more expensive, but the stride is how far forward and back those pedals move. So even though this is a little more compact machine, and it supports 350 pounds, it works well for larger users because that 20-inch stride gives you plenty of length. As always, we're impressed with Sole's warranty. This comes with a full warranty, lifetime coverage on the frame, and then you get 3 years on electronics and parts and 1 year on labor. Okay, let's take a look at the console. So one thing I really like about this console is it's very easy to use, and to me it makes sense. In fact, in some ways, I almost like this console better than the E35. It's not huge, but I think it's easy to see, and I like the way it's laid out. So looking at the console first, you can see that your time is right here in the upper left corner, and it counts up. So from wherever you start, whenever you start, it will count up and tell you how long you've been on the machine. In the lower left, you have distance. Right here in the middle, you have level. And then in the center, you have your pace, incline, calorie burn, and pulse. So if I hold on to these handles for long enough, or if I sink my chest strap, it will give me that information. And then looking at the console itself down here at the bottom, I find it to be very easy to use. The incline again is here on your left. So as you can see, all the incline metrics are on your left, and then resistance is on your right. So it doesn't say resistance, it just says level, but that is on your right over here. And then you do have these handle adjustment buttons right here, up, down for incline on the left, and up, down for resistance on the right. So that's how that's set out. And then down here you have your 10 preloaded programs. You have manual, hill, fat burn, cardio, strength. HIT, you have 2 user profiles if you have 2 different people using it, and then you have 2 different heart rate programs. So one is more of like a fat burn, which would be about 60% of your max heart rate, and another one can be like a little 80% of your max heart rate for a little more calorie burn. And then down here at the bottom, the console is Bluetooth enabled, so you can sync your phone to play the music through the speakers if you would like to, or you can sync like a Bluetooth chest strap. That's an option. And this first button right here, if you press it, then it's going to try to sync with your Bluetooth device. The second button is your display, which changes that single metric up there in the top right. And then you have start, stop, and enter, just for when you are beginning a new program, or if you're selecting your program. If you put in your metrics for your users or anything like that, you need that enter button. And then right here on the far right, you have the fan. So there is an adjustable fan up here. Let me turn that on for you. So I'm going to turn it all the way down, and if I really get up high, it points a little over my head. I'm about 5'5", so the fan points a little high, and it isn't super powered. But if you're a taller person and you're up here, it gives you just a little bit of airflow. I wouldn't say that this is a hugely powerful fan, but it is something. It only has one setting, so it's either on or off. And then you can see up here you have your speakers. So if you do sync your phone, or you can even plug it in down here, you can play your music through the speakers if you would like to. All right, and then down here you can see you have your heart rate sensors in these stationary handles. Up here at the top, one thing that I really like that Sole does is they have two different options as far as where to put a personal device. So up here at the top you have an adjustable clip for a tablet. Now the tablet is not included. This is my personal tablet, but you can see you've got a nice ledge here that you can set your tablet on, and then that adjustable clip will come down and hold it very securely, which is nice. There's also a ledge right here, so you can put your phone there. You could put a tablet here if this is a better line of visibility for you, but it will block the screen. It won't affect the metrics. They'll still run in the back, but you might not be able to see them. So that's just something to be aware of. But you do have that shelf right there. And then right down here, you have a little cup holder. I can drop my water bottle in there just fine. Or if you don't want to put your phone up there, you could even drop that down there as well. Okay, let's take a look at the functionality of the E25. I'm going to get on and off and just kind of show you a few different things. So first of all, your step-up height is 14 inches. That is the height of the pedal when it's at its lowest position. So it's a little higher than a treadmill. Treadmills are typically 8 to 10 inches high. This is 14, so a little higher of a step-up height. But it does have these stationary handles right here. So the best way to get on your pedal is to hold on to the stationary handles, step on that lower pedal, and then come up on. So for people with limited mobility, the only really thing you need to make sure that you can do is get up on the machine. When you're on it, it's very smooth and low impact. So this is a really good option for people who do need something that's a little more low impact. Just be aware of that step up height and always make sure and grab the stationary handles, not the moving handles when you get up on it. The other thing is, this has magnetic resistance, so it's very quiet. So right here, let me see what level of resistance I'm on. I'm on level 12. So 12 out of 20, I'm more than halfway, but you can see that there's no noise. So let me increase that resistance just a little. You'll hear a beep. It beeps each time just to let you know that you've adjusted it, but it doesn't make any more noise as you increase your resistance level. Let's increase that resistance. You can hear that beep each time I turn up a level. There's a little beep, but it really doesn't make any noise. I'll do the same. I'm going to turn the resistance down, and then I'm going to turn the incline up. So you'll watch those dual tracks in the back will lift. So there's your motor noise. It's only for a second. So that's about halfway. We're at incline level 10 and it will go up to 20. So let me take it the rest of the way. Okay, so there's your highest level of incline. So you can see those pedal tracks are all the way lifted up, and it just kind of makes it more challenging as you're up here. Once again, even when it's inclined, you do have the option of moving those pedals backwards, or you can stop, move them forwards. There's a little bit of motor noise as the pedals are lifted, but then once you're set at that incline, there's no continuous noise. So it's very quiet. All right, let me take that back down. There's no real way to turn off that beeping in the console. We've had people ask us about that. It's a safety feature, just so that you know if you accidentally hit something that you're adjusting on there. And I find the handles on this to be really well placed. They're not too wide, they're not too narrow, and they are synchronized with the pedals so that you can work the upper body or lower body. Now your options here. I can just hold onto these stationary handlebars and just focus on the lower body. If I really want to kick up my heart rate, let's say I want to push myself for a speed interval, I just hang on here. Those upper handles will move, but I don't have to hold them. Your other option, you can't really tell, but I can also really focus on the upper body and just let my feet kind of glide back and forth in the pedals. Or I can balance out between the two. So this provides you a full body workout. You're working your arms, engaging those triceps and lats, also biceps as you pull towards you. And then you're also, the higher your incline, the more you're working that posterior chain. If you drop it down, it's a little more anterior. But it does provide various different options as far as that full body workout. Also, it has heart rate training in the console. So you can Bluetooth your chest strap and do a very targeted heart rate training, which is also a nice feature. So in conclusion, you can see the Sole E25 is a really sturdy, quiet, well-built elliptical. A few things that we really like about it. It really is quiet. This is a really good machine if you're in a shared space, if you're on an upper floor, if you're in an apartment, something like that, and noise is a concern. It's very quiet. You just have that slight bit of motor noise as the incline lifts, but that's about it. Also, the 20-pound flywheel really balances out your body weight well, and we like the fact that it's in the front, so you don't have to walk around that big flywheel in the back. It has a compact footprint, so for an elliptical, this is a really pretty compact machine. It's only 70 inches long, which is significantly shorter than comparable ellipticals. So if you're looking for something that is a full body workout that's also low impact and quiet, this gives you a lot of options. We love the fact that you've got multiple engagement systems. So you can work the arms, you can work the legs, you can work the full body. I really like the fact that it has both moving handles and stationary handles. That makes it easy to get on and off. And the console is very simple and easy to use. So those are a few things that we do like about it. A few things to be aware of. If you're the kind of person that's looking for something that it has a touch screen and includes like updated classes and content, has hip music to keep you engaged and stuff, this doesn't have that. You can use your music and Bluetooth it through the console if you want, and you can also watch whatever program or fitness app you want to on your tablet, but it's not going to be integrated into the machine. So if you're looking for something with full integration, then probably look, for something else. Also, this, even though it's pretty compact, it doesn't fold up. So it's not going to collapse down. You couldn't hide it behind a couch or something like that, like we've seen with other treadmills. And it is relatively heavy. So you can lift it, as I demoed, and just kind of move it if you need to, but we don't recommend planning on moving this machine regularly. If you'd like to read the full written review that has pictures and more detail, make sure and check us out at treadmillreviewguru.com. And for current pricing, make sure and click the link below. As always, if you liked our video, subscribe and give us a thumbs up.